What's good, my people? It's your boy Denzel FX, and in today's video I will be just telling you guys a bit about how to handle or how to deal with losses whenever you're trading. I know there's been a few situations where I myself, and I know somebody watching has, had looked at two different pairs, analyzed one pair thoroughly, and then just half-assed and analyzed a different pair, and they entered a trade with the pair that they truly analyzed, and that turned out being a loss. Then the pair that they didn't really analyze too much and give too much detail in, that trade actually ended up being a win. I know I have been previously in that situation one too many times. Then what usually happens after I deal with that loss is that I will then try to look for another trade. I'm just searching for trades at this moment in time. Then the next trade I enter is a loss, so on and so forth. So I'm just going to give you 5 tips that I use personally whenever I'm trading to deal with losses, okay? So the very first thing I have to say to you guys is never ever take the losses personal, because the market actually doesn't give a toss who you are, where you're coming from, how much money you put into the market. So once you realize that the market doesn't care about you, you do kind of have this calm feeling inside that, okay, let me not take it too personal, because my loss could be someone's gain in the market, and vice versa. My gain could be someone else's loss. The same way I don't care if they win or lose, it's the same way you shouldn't care either. Don't take it personal. Don't put your emotions too much into the trade itself. Once you've taken the loss, just take it easy, embrace the loss, and then move on from it. Search for the next trade. And also on top of that, it's okay to handle the losses as long as it was actually part of your trading plan. If it wasn't part of your trading plan and you just got emotional, decided to do that, there's nobody else to blame but yourself. So you need to be accountable for your emotions. Every loss has a reason to it. So the first thing I have to say to you guys is don't take it personal. The markets don't care, and you shouldn't either. So trade with the trading plan that will help you, minimize these type of emotions towards the market. The second thing I have to say to you guys is that we need to understand that losses are a part of the game. The minute you actually understand this, the more easier it is for you to actually trade, because a lot of people think that once you enter the markets, every trade you're going to win is going to be a winning trade. That is not the case. Although you could have a beautiful setup and the trade that you enter is going in profits, which is amazing, and let's just say 12 o'clock comes, heavy news comes, and then you get taken out. You didn't have a stop loss. You didn't even put your stop loss at entry because the news is coming out, and then now you've lost the trade. So just understand that losses are a part of the game. Even in any football team, any match or anything like that, you are bound to lose, and it's inevitable you're going to lose. So once you actually deal with the losses and understand that losses are part of the game, it's going to be so much easier for you mentally to actually deal with this. Because if you think I'm going to win every single time, that's going to boost your ego onto one whole other level. Then once you have that first loss, all your ego is just going to be broken into pieces, and you don't even know how to act. You're going to get so emotional that you blow your challenge, you blow your account, and this and all that. So people, understand, losses are a part of the game. Take it as it is. Once you lose, it is what it is. Go on to the next trade or whatever. You get me? Now, the next tip I have to say is that just imagine the money isn't yours. Although it is, imagine it isn't, because what you need to do is you actually have to detach yourself from the trade. Once you enter the trade or whatever it is, even if it's a loss, detach yourself from that loss and move on to the next thing. What most people do, and what I used to do, is that once I have caught a loss in the market, I will then just hold on to that loss for the longest time, and then from there it's like the loss is just following me around, and it's all in my head when there's more opportunities in the market. Once you detach yourself from the loss, it becomes easier for you to look for the next trade. But if you're still mourning that actual loss, that okay, I lost this trade on GBP, JPY, when you're looking at the charts, you're going to be afraid to enter trades. You're going to have a frozen trigger finger, and you're just going to be bad. So if you detach yourself from the actual losses, it's going to be so much easier for you to fully be able to go into the markets again with a fresh, clean mind and just go ahead, look for better entries, look for more opportunities, and just kill the market. So yeah, just detach yourself from the losses, my people. The fourth tip I have to say to you guys is that before you enter any trade, you need to understand risk management. So when to enter a trade, honestly, risk 1 to 3% of your account, okay? So once you risk 1 to 3% of your account, it's dead easy. So now you have a mental loss in your head. If I have a 10K account, I'm risking 1%, which is $100. Once I enter that trade, I know for a fact that the most I'm going to lose on this trade is $100. Nothing more and nothing less. So it's simple like that. So once I'm in that trade, I know personally in my head $100 is on the table. If I come back and check that trade in the next 5 hours and I see that SL has been hit, I know myself it's only $100. And if my risk to reward is a 1:3, it is what it is. My next trade could be a take profit trade and I'll get 2% back. It's really that simple. So know your stop loss before entering your trades. And the very last tip I have to say to you guys is the most crucial one. Losses are lessons in disguise, okay? So from every loss that you actually take in the market, I can guarantee you will always learn from something. Even if it doesn't feel like it is, trust me, it is. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is, if you take a loss in the market, don't look at it as such a negative thing. You actually need to look at it in a positive light. Because if you're always winning, that's very good, but sometimes you don't understand what you could be doing wrong. So once you catch that loss in the market, you can then, take a screenshot of the loss, what time it was there news, what was happening. So from there, you're able to identify that same loss in the market if it was to happen to you again. So let's just say I took a loss on Euro USD for a buy, and then there was heavy news coming up 10 minutes after the buy. I know that the next time what I need to do is that don't take a trade, whether it's a buy or a sell, before the news comes out. It's very simple. And the fact that losses are lessons in disguise, another way to look at it, if you're playing a game, GTA or whatever it is, once you fail a mission, like, don't take it in a bad way or anything like that. The way you fail the mission is that the next time you're doing that exact same mission, you will know what you need to do in order to avoid losing the mission and the mission being failed. In this case, the trade being a loss. Then from there, there's other ways around it, other ways to identify certain mistakes and do all these kind of things. But yeah, my people, that's literally it. Those 5 key steps in handling losses in the market. I'll just go through them one more time. So number 1, never take losses personal. It is what it is. Number 2, you need to understand losses are part of the game. Number 3, just imagine the money isn't really yours and detach yourself from the actual loss itself so you don't have to take it out on others and block out your mind whenever you're trading. Number 4, always have a stop loss set in your mind and on the actual chart so it's easier mentally and emotionally for yourself. And number 5, we need to understand losses are lessons in disguise. My people, I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the next one. Let there be peace in the Middle East, and my brothers and sisters be safe.